Hi, my name is Tusita. So welcome to this series, probably the last video. So originally I have posted first video. A lot of students asking me how the viruses and some pathogenic bacteria all of a sudden pop up in the human population. So I explained that one in two ways. One is just from the soil it's coming. So I gave one example, a good example of 2016 August. The incident happened about that anthrax. The bacteria came from Yamal Peninsula in Siberia, and then the boy was infected and he was sick and he died after this infection, and several other people are infected. Then I went to explain you the second way of the virus and the bacteria is coming. It is just like from the another organism, so they're coming to the human. So I explain you these two ways. One is this organism might not have seen before by any human, but when a human explore deep into the forest or deep into the areas where never the human reached before, this is a new animal, and there may be potentially some kind of a contamination can transmit pathogenic organism including virus to these organisms from to human. That's one way. The second way is we have some known animals, and from the known animals the virus is directly coming to human. That is actually, we can say, it's a mutation. That means I told you before the video, the mutation is licensed to kill. So when they live here, they got some kind of a maturation changes, we call it a mutation. This mutation enables infect human and then spreading, like just COVID-19 just started into human from, potentially we are talking about it's from animals. So, but we don't know exactly which animal here, but we know it's a mutation of the virus. So what is mutation? So before we're going to talk about mutation, we just look the structure of virus. So virus, they have genetic materials just like this. So genetic material is code. This code is for their life, and we have a code, DNA code, that's for our life. It make all the proteins structure and function, and we are here because of this code. So virus, they have a code, and this code is protected by a protein, a capsule called capsid, called capsid. It's made up of proteins, and that's their genetic material. It could be either RNA or DNA. And most of the human infected bacteria, there is another one, lipid envelope. The lipid envelope is the cell membrane usually present in the human body, and they have a kind of a protein, spike protein like this. And the membrane proteins, that's called spike. And it could be a membrane protein, and that's a capsid protein. So now you see here three type of proteins here: capsid proteins, spike proteins, and the membrane proteins. Now I told you before, these codes for the proteins. So proteins are the weapons actually they got. So what is a mutation? Now mutation is just change of this sequence. So when this virus make a new virus, they copy exact their code, and then again they make the same thing around it. So after that, copy again the same thing, and they make again all the proteins and everything around it. So likewise, they take millions of copies. When they copy this genetic sequence, the code, there could be some error. So due to this error, the proteins they made might be different. So these proteins are the weapons now for them to infect into human. For example, the HIV virus caused AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome. We have the protein called GP120, and GP120 is important to attach into the human cells, CD4 positive cells or T helper cells. So when they get this kind of correct shape, which enable entry into the human cell, that means just it gives the key to lock the human cell membranes, because it's locked usually, so they can't come because it's a protection. So they get the key to open this lock and they can enter. So that's the kind of mutations. So this happened due to copying down this nucleic acid sequence. There could be small errors. These errors give a small difference in the proteins. So when they get this difference in the proteins, which might be beneficial to them, because all we talk about the evolutionary race, all animals are, all living organisms are food of another one. So they try to live here, they try to survive here. So they want to infect us. So we try to make our immune system stronger and stronger. So that's how these new viruses are born due to mutations. So now exactly when you go back to this recent incident of COVID-19, so this coronavirus infection, the coronavirus is just structurally similar to the virus I have shown you before. So then 2002, there is a incident called SARS coronavirus, severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus. So we believe this one came from to human from it's called a civet cat. Maybe the cat get from another animals, just like a chain and chain. Could be bat. Maybe bat get from another way. So likewise, this animal, the virus is trying to live in animal bodies, and they try to replicate, and they might make different sickness among these animals. But in case they have this kind of a license to kill human, that's a mutation. So they jump here. We call it a spillover. I call it spillover. So spillover can happen just due to a contamination of these animals. So when you handle the animals in various ways, it could be very close to the animals or touching the animals, or maybe a distance like airborne droplets. They can come virus to human body, and these mutated viruses are now capable enough infect human because they have mutated. They got all the weapons to evade our immune system. So likewise, it's went to 2012. We got MERS. So it's a MERS. We got MERS. And again, we believe it's coming from the camels to human. So same way we can explain, it could come from another animals. So from another animal. So we try to find some contact with that. The immediate contact might be the possible source of getting virus into the human body. So now we're coming to the last one, the COVID-19. So same way it might come from animals to human body. That's a spillover. We don't know about these animals. From this animal, they may get from another animal. Probably we believe it could be pangolin, but it's not sure yet. So all of the transmission is from animal, and when the virus live in animals, they get this kind of mutation that change their proteins due to mutations, and this change evade the human immune system, so they can have a different kind of potential to infect human immune system. That's how the COVID-19 arised, the viruses. So I think these 3 videos I explained to my students just the education purpose, how viruses and bacteria are coming into human body. So this happened previously, this happened right now, and this will happen future. But the good thing is our immune system, we also have some mutations. Not only this, and the viruses, we also have mutations. These mutations are beneficial to us, so we can have a new weapons to fight against this new change of the organisms. That's evolution. So with this evolutions, millions of years back, the origin of this organism and origin of us, we are all still surviving, but still we have to just reduce our activities, and then maybe they try to win a little bit more, but at the end we finally win, and that's how it's going on, the stories. So I hope you understood these videos, how the viruses are coming or bacteria coming to our body. So just to summarize, I told you they're coming from the soil, it's from the ice, deep buried in the ice, and then the preserved organisms, because the global warming, the melting, they can come into human body. And the second way, from the animals or other organisms. So how they come, maybe two. One is these never seen this kind of organism, so they might have potentially toxic, the pathogenic microorganisms, some viruses. So when you contact for the first time, because of explore into the deep forest, we can get it. Second thing is known animals. So the viruses are living them, they undergo mutation. That means they change their proteins, so they get license to kill, and then they infect into human body. Thank you very much.